Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Team Phoenix monthly meeting. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Krista Wiley. I am your guys' direct founder council member. I'm also a 1-star double platinum, as well as a 5-time IATA card holder and the platinum of Team Phoenix, which you guys all roll into. So I am excited for us to get here. I know that this meeting is a little bit later than we normally meet, but mark your calendars. We do our team meeting without fail. I figured it's the easiest instead of me coming up with random dates. For probably almost a year now, we meet every Saturday, first, or not every Saturday, we meet the first Saturday of every month at 10 a.m. PST. Now, I know today is a little bit later, but we needed to get through some things and whatnot. So we met a little bit later. Now, you guys, this is a super important meeting to come to because this is where it's the easiest way for me to tap into the whole team, for me to kind of give you guys, as somebody who it does sit on the founder council, we have a lot of like company corporate type meetings. And so if there's ever any information that I need to pass down to you guys, this is the easiest way for me to disseminate that info. I do send out emails. Several times a month. If you guys aren't receiving those emails, oh, you're good, Victoria. I didn't even hear you. I'm like, is my volume down? Nope, it's up. I send out those emails, but if for some reason you're not getting those emails, I would just check to make sure that they aren't like in your spam or something like that. Now, typically, if I need to send out a email to the entire team, I will forward it to Perla, so then Perla can send it out to her downline, so that way they can get it as well. So that is super exciting that we get to do that. I think it's important that we get together as a team. You guys get to know who's on the team. So I don't want to delay too much. I want to go ahead and get the show on the road. I'm going to go over a couple of things, then I'm going to go ahead and give the floor over to one of our amazing double golds, Miss Perla Cerrone, here in just a moment. But how many of you guys were on Founders Call this last week? How many people were in Founders Call? Yes, me. Lots of you guys were perfect. I think that it is, in my humble opinion, it is one of the most important meetings of the whole month. Janelle says, we were love it. You and your husband love it. Lots of you guys were on there. You guys, this is so important. And there's a couple of reasons why going to Founder Council or going to the Founders Call every month is really important. First of all, not many companies out there where the founder of the company gets on and he's personally celebrating people, right? He's always, we call it, he's given us the mojo. He's given us all of the fun little sprinklings. This is where if he needs to announce anything, he's going to put that out there. And we had record-breaking numbers. If you guys were on, almost 1,300 people on Founders Call, which is so amazing. We actually maxed out the Zoom. And then, oh, somebody's unmuted. Oh, there we go. I muted them. Not to not give you guys a voice, but just for background noise, I am going to mute you guys. So 1,300 people. We maxed out the corporate Zoom. They ended up having to go live on Facebook, so you guys can catch that if you guys weren't there. But one of the things that I loved was that Founder gave away almost $20,000 worth of gifts.
Yeah.
Almost, I think we kind of rough estimated it there. So almost $20,000 worth of different things, whether it was cash, whether it was first class airfare. He gave away, somebody's going on a shopping spree with him to Louis Vuitton. They're doing catamaran trips and all sorts of different things. So the way that you guys get in for that, and I hope most of you guys all got that email, but if they're going to they're not going to do it every single meeting, but if they are going to do it, they send out that email, and you guys have to fill out the form. That's the easiest way. I mean, can you imagine 1,300 people if she had to sit there, Amy had to sit there and input all of them on the wheel on the meeting? That would take forever. So just keep a lookout for that. They always send that out the day of Founders Call. So hopefully you guys were able to get in on that raffle. A couple of other things that I kind of want to go over. Disney. There has been an update with Disney. I don't know how closely you guys are following trainings, or how many of you guys check into the Start Me that I have for our new agents. Disney has been removed from the Start Me and has been removed from the mock bookings. There unfortunately was some fraud that happened with Disney to the tune of about $100,000. And so when those things happen, unfortunately, some different policies have to go in place and some different procedures. And because we don't want to lose it, right? We don't want to lose the supplier. So they had to put some different things in. And so now to register for Disney, it's very similar to some of our other suppliers. You have to be in the business for 60 days in order to enroll for Disney. Now, with that being said, I know several people have mentioned, but what if I want to book something for Disney? What if in my 60 days I get somebody who wants a Disney trip? You guys, that does not omit you from being able to book Disney. A couple of things. Obviously, we have other suppliers that you can book Disney with. You can book Disney in Expedia Tap. You can book Disney inside of Vax. But if you for sure want it, through Disney, you guys can quote or look up things using the regular consumer site for Disney. You can quote your client. And then Archer has a dedicated email and phone line. And so they will make the booking for you through the Disney Travel Agent portal. And that's just to eliminate any kind of fraud. Do you know if this is temporary? Victoria, I don't know if it's temporary, but I am going to side with the no, it is not temporary. We do a lot of booking. We do a lot of money with Disney. And the last thing we want to do is lose Disney as a supplier. And so if this is a way for us to cut down on fraud, then I am all for it. But again, the verbiage and the language is very important. It's not that our agents can't book Disney. It's not that they can't enroll for it. Very similar to beaches and sandals, right? You can't register for beaches or sandals, but you can still book with them. So absolutely, you guys are going to be able to do that. Just be mindful of those. And as more information comes out about it, as always, I'll make sure to share that with you guys. Let's see. What other corporate type things? I'm sure something else will come to mind. We are on a race. If you guys were on the call, our company is just over 22,000 agents strong. We do have a goal of to hit 33,000 agents over the next year. And our founder has kind of challenged us. I don't know if that's the right word, but has challenged us to do net 1,000. So net 1,000 every month, meaning that every month our number continues to grow every single month. And so, for instance, this month in February for us to end at 23,000, then next month 24,000, right? Because obviously we know that some people are going to come, some people are going to go, but the point is having that growth, right? Now, I understand some people aren't interested in team building, right? It is huge, absolutely, and we have some huge momentum going on right now. And so I like to, and I know some people they get a little, they kind of get nervous to talk about team building. You guys, I'm never going to be nervous or hinder talking about ways for you guys to make money. Now, you guys can always choose the ways that you choose to make money. I'm never going to be like, hey, Tracy, why aren't you team building? Why aren't you team building? Right? That is never going to be anybody, honestly, in this company. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on, but I will always openly talk about the topic because I do believe in sharing the opportunity and the blessing with other people. Now, whether you guys are doing that organically or you guys are doing that more intentionally, that's completely up to you. But I will tell you, I recently did a training, and I'm not sure if anybody here on this meeting did anybody go to SoCal Boot Camp? I know Sukina was there. Anybody else at SoCal Boot Camp? I'm really trying the training that I did. I really want to do it at convention. It's fingers crossed. I really want to do it. So I basically did a training on retention and why building is important for bookers. How many of you guys here, put in the chat for me, are strictly bookers? Like that's all you do. That's all you want to do is book travel. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Again, nobody's going to bite you. How many of you guys are strictly bookers? Nobody. Perfect. So all of you, well, that's fine. Whether you're just starting out or not, like, okay, perfect. Thank you, Danielle. Nala, me, mainly, but I'm open for the opportunity to pull someone in if it arises. Mary Beth says me. Okay, perfect. So I'm glad that some of you guys came forward because one of the things that I think is very important is understanding why growing a company is important for the bookers, right? I know a lot of times once we start talking about building, we start talking about that. The bookers, they close their ears. Suddenly, they're thinking about all of these other things. And something that I like to mention is, and the premise behind my training was how bookers are just as important and how they can help. But also understand that as bookers, you will get more as our company grows. And so basically was this wheel, the more agents we get, the more agents we keep, basically the higher our sales volume goes. And I know many people are probably very new to host agency. And the way that our suppliers start working with us or want to sign up, I'm sure you guys have all noticed we've gotten a lot of new suppliers lately. How many of you guys have noticed we've been getting some pretty cool new suppliers? Yes, several of you guys are shaking your head. Yes, 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 yes. The reason that we're getting these suppliers is because of our sales volume. Suppliers don't want to team up with a host agency or a travel agency if there's no money for them to be made. It's not, suppliers, and not to get too far deep into it, but suppliers, they have some dollars in the game too when they start working with a host agency or with a travel agency. And so some suppliers, they may not necessarily want to work with us until they know that the company is going to be making money or know that there's sales volume or a need for that supplier. And so as our sales volume goes up, so does our the different types of suppliers that we get. So that's one reason we have to keep the needle moving with the growth of the company so that our sales volume continues to grow. Therefore, we then get more suppliers. Now, where are my perks people? Like, I'm here because I love the perks. It doesn't have to just solely be perks. How many people here love the perks? Like, that was something that really excited you. Love my perks. Me, that's one part for me for sure, Kennedy. Perla says me, Robin me, Samantha me, Laura me, Janine me, love the perks, me. Okay. So, Royal Caribbean, what was at the end of last year, Royal Caribbean did that $20 per person and $30 per person per night cruise. I know Victoria was able to hop onto that deal. Several people were able to hop onto that deal. The reason that perk came to be, we were one of the only travel agencies in the world that got that perk. That perk came because of our sales volume. Does that make sense, guys? So like we have to have more agents so our sales volume goes up. So then we get more suppliers and we get more perks. It's like this whole ecosystem. right? So even if you're somebody who's not interested in team building, totally fine. Again, no pressure. But I think it's also important for you guys to understand how all of that leverages, right? How that growth works. Any questions in regards to team building, um, any of that? And for my bookers, don't worry, we're going to get into some booking stuff too. Any of my people like, man, I want a team build. What are you talking about, team building? I have no idea what that means. Uh, I would like to book now and move up to team building mainly, but I'm open to that. Feeling close someone that rises and maybe I need a bit refresher on it for sure. So a couple of things. One, in regards to team building, we meet every Monday at 3 p.m. PST. Listen, Alexis, can we give Alexis a shout out? Alexis signed up yesterday. Y'all, Alexis signed up yesterday and is already on our team meeting. Listen, welcome to the team. I hope I don't scare you off on the first day. But I love that. I love that you just dived right on in. You are definitely in good hands. I'd like to say that we're one of the best teams out there. I might be partial. It's kind of like thinking that you have one of the cutest kids out there too, right? But I do think that we have a very good team, very connected, have a great community, and super helpful with each other. I've met many of these people in here in person. You know, many of these people have met my family and my kids, and so I love that. I just had someone sign up an onboarding process in Discord. Some parts are out of date. I saw you were making updates. Not sure if this was one of them. So Samantha, the Start Me, which I will go through here in a minute, but the Start Me is as updated as possible. I literally went through it 3 days ago. So there are going to be parts in the Start Me that if it's a recording, there might be some parts that might be outdated in the recording. However, it's not worth eliminating the video because there's so many good things in there. So it has been updated. And I'm always in there updating things. And the beauty of the Start Me is that you guys don't really need to know that I updated anything because it's a live link. So you guys give that out. So anyways, team building, if you guys are interested in team building, you just want to know, I always say, even if you don't want to team build, always be prepared, because somebody's going to say, what are you doing? How are you working from home? How are you traveling more? And I think it's important that you guys at least have some very basic knowledge. It's going to sound weird, but, it's kind of how I feel about guns. You might be, you might be scared of them. You may not like them. You may not own one, but I think that you should know. And this was something very powerful for me as a woman and in my past field. I think every single person needs to know how to disarm one, right? So whether you want to own one, feel one, shoot one, do any of those things, I think at the end of the day, you need to know how to disarm one, right? So same thing with team building. I think that even if you don't publicly put it out there, if you don't want to do it, you have no interest in doing it, any of those things, I think that you should still at least know, should somebody reach out to you about it, that you know how to get them into a meeting and how to get them started. So that's something I like that Start Me onboarding. Listen, I'm telling you, it's way better than what we had 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago.
Exactly.
So I know when I got started, it was a long email. Now, Perla, I know like her team, they onboard a little bit differently. And that's totally fine. I love that, she's kind of taken it and she kind of does what she wants to. I don't want to say she does what she wants to do with her team, but there is that creative freedom once you get kind of to a certain place to kind of branch out and do that. So if you are on Perla's team, you might be saying Discord or not Discord, but you might be saying Start Me What. That doesn't make sense to you. That's because Perla onboards a little bit differently. Totally fine. Is there still a team building chat in Discord? I was in it before, but I don't see it on my end anymore. Great question, Samantha. So I got rid of the team building chat in Discord. There a couple of reasons. One, you had to be put into the chat. And I didn't like the fact that if you were somebody who wanted to get started or had questions about it, you had to be put in the chat. Two, I don't see why we can't talk about all things in one chat. So we've just eliminated that, and everybody has access to any of the team building resources in Discord. So if you have team building questions, you have booking questions, you have everybody should be on Discord. Everybody should be using Discord. Everybody needs to get in the habit of checking Discord. One of the things that I'm going to go through today is I don't think people know how to functionally use Discord. And so I'm going to go through that as well. That's my thing on team building. Perla, are you there? You were on my screen. Did you disappear?
No, I'm here.
Okay. So one of the reasons that we backed this time up, I am super excited. Some of you guys have already found it. Some of you guys are already participating in it. But I am very excited, and I am a firm believer in giving flowers and kudos to the people who are doing the work. Perla has taken a couple of things under her belt that she is passionate about. She has been pouring into labor of love many hours into the wee hours of the night. And I'm very excited about this. This is something that I've been working on probably almost like a week now. And I'm excited about. And I'm going to give Perla the floor so that way she can talk about it.
Okay, so, all right, I have some, obviously, like Krista said, she had added something in new for you guys if you guys have not seen it yet. Did you just call it the same thing, Krista? Just like the 10-day
Yep, it's
launch
called
plan?
the
Okay.
exact same thing. Yep.
Okay, cool. So if you guys go over to the Start Me, for those of you that are on Krista's team, you will have it there. Obviously, for those of you that are on my team, you already have access to it. It's in our Facebook group. But it's called a 10-day launch plan. So like Krista said, I have done a few different and it's on Discord too. Yes, thank you, Sukina. I have done a few different programs, and I did them probably about a year and a half ago. And so it kind of took me a little bit to go through the motions of everything and for it to click in my head to then be like, okay, this is what I have to do to then now show everybody else how to do the same thing too. So I wanted to show you exactly what it was, and give you guys a little bit of a visual, and kind of what to expect, answer your questions. For those of you that either are already doing it, have done it already, or you probably haven't finished it yet. You're probably still going through it, but are doing it, or want to do it, and maybe you just have some questions, okay? So the purpose of this 10-day launch plan, I'm just going to share exactly, or actually, Krista, can you give me the ability
Yep.
to share?
Yeah, I was just. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to show you, this is going to be the landing page. So the link that is in Discord, that's in the Facebook group for our team, and that's also in the Start Me for Chris's team, looks just like this. Okay, so it's the same link for everybody. And you're essentially, this is what it is going to be something that you opt in to do. Okay, it's something optional. It's going to be here for whenever it is that you want to do it. It's something that can be repeated however many times, okay? But the purpose of this is for you to get a little bit of a fast track to have that confidence, momentum, and have those real conversations with people, even if you're brand new. So even if you're starting like Alexis that just started with us yesterday, or anyone else, right? Even if you're kind of just like, I don't know what to post, right? Just like it says here, I don't know what to post. I don't really want to sound salesy. I've never done something like this before. Then you're going to want to opt into something like this. Okay. So this is essentially designed, it's like a 10-day challenge. Okay. But we called it 10-day fast track launch plan or 10-day launch plan. Okay. And it's designed for you to show up confidently, take daily action. So every single day you will receive text message notification and also an email notification that tells you exactly what to post. It's going to give you like copy paste examples. What I would recommend you to do is change up the wording, right? Like the examples that are on there, they may not sound like you, right? And that's okay. So take it, make it sound like you, change it up to how it fits your personality and your branding, okay? It's going to also allow you to or help you to start those conversations naturally where you're not having to bombard people and blow up their DMs and things like that because it's going to create that curiosity in other people to be like, oh, what is Krista working on? Or what is she talking about? Or, oh, I'm listening, or oh, I'm watching, okay? And build belief through movement, not overthinking, okay? So what it is you're going to get daily action steps delivered via email and text, simple posting and conversation prompts, real world momentum. It's not just like, whatever. Accountability. So that's what the notifications are for. And then a clear next step at the end of the 10 days. Okay. So we could easily just have like a PDF file for you guys to just be like, oh yeah, follow this PDF, right? But it can be very, we don't know if you actually followed it, right? Like, and obviously in this, I don't know if you follow it, or Krista doesn't know if you follow it, but at least it's giving you like daily notifications. And usually with that, you're much more prone to be like, oh yeah, I gotta make my post today. And literally it's so easy because it literally gives you what to do. It gives you the step. Like if you have to write out your post, it tells you exactly what to do. Okay. And I'll give you guys a visual. So what this is not complicated. It is not pushy or spammy. It is not about being perfect, and it's not required either. Okay. But it is powerful if you do commit. So I do have this for agents that actually want to start and they don't want to just be in trainings and be like, okay, well, now what do I have to do? Or that are willing to show up imperfectly for 10 days. They want confidence through action and they are ready to treat this like a real opportunity. I do have this down here. If you're just browsing and you're just not ready, you don't want to commit to the 10 days, that's fine. Come back to it. This link is live. Okay. So you can bookmark it. You can come back into it. And what I really like about this is that I have done this myself. I'm now on my fourth time. Okay. I'm currently on my day 6. Okay. I already did my day 6 post. And so this is now my fourth time doing it. It works. It helps build that consistency and helps you just not overthink on how to post, right? And primarily this is using both Facebook and Instagram. And the instructions will tell you exactly, you can use Instagram or, use your Facebook or whatever, but primarily it is on Facebook. My absolute favorite thing about this is if you do this, let's say starting today, and you want to include it as part of like you doing this once a month as part of your like business routine, you can do that. It's something that's very duplicatable and can be repeated because for those of you that are on Facebook or for those of you that are on any social media platform, you guys know that if you have 1,000 followers or 1,000 friends, every time you post, they're not seeing every every single one of those 1,000 followers or friends is not seeing your post. Only a very small percentage. And so the more consistent that you are in showing up and the more consistent you are in engaging and things like that and on social media, the more the platform is going to continue to push out your stuff, right? So that's what the purpose of this is too, to help you start off with that consistency. And this is for you to do in conjunction with your other onboarding stuff. Again, it's super short, it's super quick to do. So it's not to get in the way or keep you stuck to finish this in 10 days and then you can move on to the next step. Okay. I'm not sure where you have it on your stuff, Krista, but it can be done while you're attending trainings or, things like that.
I put it in for me just because start me's kind of weird if you add something in early. It kind of on the app, it'll look kind of weird or on the phone. So I just put it at the end, but
Okay.
it says like you can start this at any time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So simply all you guys have to do is just click this button. You will input all your info and that's it. Day 1 starts as soon as you submit that info. Okay. You'll get, obviously the emails are going to come from my name. It's going to have my name and my email, but it doesn't matter. It's the info on the email is what matters. Okay. Um, all right. What question? Yeah, Krista, just like Krista said. They come late in the afternoon because that's when you opted in. So if you want your messages or if you want notifications to come like 9 a.m. or something like that, 6 a.m. So that way that's the first thing you do in the morning. Then opt into it at that time because it literally is going to every single day, it's going to wait literally 24 hours from when you opted in is when the next sequence will go through. Um,
Pearl, I have we had talked about earlier. Did you see if international numbers will be text messaged?
oh, I'll ask them.
Okay, no big deal. I just wanted to let people know that
Yeah.
even if they like if they're international, they'll still get the emails. They just may not get the texts, which is fine because people
Right.
need to be reading the emails to really
Yeah.
get all the content.
Yeah, yeah. Because the text message, just like Kim said, you do get a text message, but it's super short. Like it's like, hey, day two, remember post your whatever. And it's just like literally like 200 characters or something of a text. And it's just a reminder so that it's there on your phone. The actual email itself is has the entire instructions on what to post and things like that. And just like Cheryl said, make sure that you check your promotions or your spam folder because at first, the very first email, especially if um you've never gotten anything like this, you'll have to change the settings so that way it goes to your like primary email. Okay. Um, yes, Sakina, check your spam or your promotions. It's definitely in there. Um, okay, so let me give you guys a short little give me one second. Because I did this um with my team last week. I kind of just gave them like a little like snippet of where one second. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yes, and NLCS.
Let me open this and then
And you
share
should
the
then tell
guys.
yes, national.
Okay, so just to give you a little snippet of what this like, okay, well, what am I posting, right? Like this is great, but what am I posting? Um, okay, so I'm just gonna copy paste from that document that I created. All right, so the purpose of it is to help new and seasoned agents build confidence, consistency, and visibility. The first 10 days, it's designed to warm up the algorithm, establish trust, and then create momentum. Okay. It's really, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. All right. So this is literally just going to be the beginning. All right. It's not meant for you to complete the 10 days and you're like, okay, that's it. I don't have to show up anymore. It's really kind of just like the foundation. Okay. It's not meant to complete your business, but it's there to help you start it correctly and start off using social media on the right foot. Okay. So after the 10 days, and the spacing is off a little bit, you should continue showing up consistently on social media, following up with people who engaged or expressed interest, posting curiosity, value, and lifestyle content, and then having conversations not convincing. Okay. And then momentum comes from repetition, not a one-time effort. Hold on one second. Dominic, sorry. Sorry. Okay, so it's not just a one-time effort. It's meant for you to kind of just get into that consistency. All right, so day one is literally, guys, just a simple engagement post, okay? Where you're just kind of warming up the algorithm, just using a simple color block engagement question, okay? Do you guys know what a color block is? If I told you this is what a color block post is on Facebook, would you guys know what it is? Yes. No? Okay, lots of no's. All right, let me just show you really quickly. Super simple. If you go to create a post and you see the little A here on the bottom, if you're posting from your cell phone, it's going to look a little bit different. But it'll look like this, and then you have all these different colors here. Okay, this is a color block post. Let's say I want to do this and say, hi, happy Saturday. Okay. That is essentially what a color block post is. So the actual like post examples that you have in the email are enough characters to fit the color block post. Okay. After however many characters, it takes it away, like the color block post goes away. Okay. All right. And then day 2, it's a curiosity post. So you're essentially just creating intrigue and excitement without explaining what you're doing. Okay. And I think it has you do like a selfie or something like that, or like a picture of yourself. Day 3 is a launch story post. So share your why, and that is going to allow you to emotionally connect with your audience. Day 4 is a thank you post, showing gratitude and show gratitude and strengthen trust with your audience. Day 5, this is probably where all of you guys are gonna cringe and be like, seriously, it's going to ask you or require you to do a live video on Facebook. Okay. This live is not to be like an hour long or anything like that. It's literally like 5 minutes. Okay. It's actually, I think it's anywhere from like 3 to 4 minutes. And it's literally, you're just taking the launch story post. So you're taking like your story from day 3 and you're just retelling it live. Okay. In a live video. Day 6 is a quiz. So kind of similar to day 1, where it's just like an engagement type of post where you're asking people to comment below, hey, what do you prefer? What type of person are you? Things like that. So it drives that engagement, and you can potentially identify any leads, right? So if anyone comments on your post and they start participating, that now gives you an idea like, oh, okay, this is someone I can follow up with, okay? Day 7 is going to be a family lifestyle post. So you're human, right? Show it yourself, doesn't have to all be business. Day 8, business engagement post. So this is now where you're starting goal-based conversations without pitching. 9, results. So now where you're sharing the results, whether if it's however long you've been a travel agent for, the results you've had in the 2 years and the 3 years you've been an agent, right? Or maybe if it's just the results that you've noticed from the start of your 10 days or from when you started a month ago or something. What has changed and what has been the positive result of you doing this, okay? And then day 10 is going to be a final live video, okay? Same thing, just kind of recapping the journey, sharing your results. Again, the results can be a combination of the 10 days, or the results can be a combination of the 5 or 6 years that you've been a travel agent for, okay? And then essentially inviting others to join you, whether if it's, continuing that conversation with them with those leads that you have kind of identified throughout those 10 days, or clients as well, because this can be used for travel clients and also for team building as well. And I think that's it for my notes. Yeah, that's it. Hey guys, any questions? Can we use this as a formula by week? Nope, Alexis, it's daily. That's why it's called a 10-day launch plan. So it's a every single day post. It's meant for you to post every single day consistently. Yes, very easy. Like I said, it's like a max of like 15 to 30 minutes per day. And like there's some posts that don't even take 15 minutes for you to do. The only reason I think I have listed 15 to 30 minutes is because like the day that you're to share your story, it has you go through questions like prompts. Why did you start this? Why is it so important for you? What is it changing for you, right? And so you have to actually think about that to then create your story and to then create your post. So that can take you a few more minutes, like between the 15 to 30 minute mark.
Absolutely. I know for me, I get mine in the morning and I do it before I even leave the bed. Today was super easy. It was a poll. So they're
Right.
not, it's not, and honestly, and I'll be very honest because I believe in transparency. There was a couple of days ago, there was one, and I literally took the prompts that Perla gave and I put it in ChatGPT because obviously I've trained ChatGPT to know me. Is I put the prompts in there and I said, write something like take this and write something about what you know about me. I think it was like my story or something.
Mhm.
And literally it wrote this thing out and I changed, like I copied it into Facebook. I found a photo of me and that was it. Like you have to, it's, you have to find the ways that make it work for you in the amounts of time that you have. And so, listen, ChatGPT is life. I don't know. I was having this conversation not too long ago, and I'm like, man, what did we do without ChatGPT? And ChatGPT's only been around a couple, like maybe a couple of years. So I did years in this business without ChatGPT. So you can imagine. I mean, I was an IATN card holder and a platinum and a 1 star before ChatGPT even came around. So you guys got it real easy. Gemini, whatever you have conversations with AI on Google. Um, it's about committing little amounts of time for your business. And I think that's where sometimes we have to have this mindset is stop looking at your business as an inconvenience, right? Your business is not an inconvenience. You can't put your business on the back burner. Just like you can't put your kids on the back burner. You can't put them on a burner at all. But you know what I mean? Like, you can't, there are certain things, but I can still be a good mom and still be a good business owner, right? I did a 2.5 hour consult yesterday with a client, consult slash quote with a client yesterday, but I was still heating up leftovers and taking care of homework. And so you find ways, but I had a conversation very early on with my client. I work from home, right? All of my clients know I work from home. All of my clients know that, and I position it in a way like this is the beauty. This is the beauty and the outcome of COVID is that we get to work from home. I get to be a mom and a business owner. Now my kids, they try not to interrupt. Well, I don't know that they try to not interrupt, but they don't interrupt all that often. I've done a consult while I was very loudly listen. It happens, right? So you just have to commit to doing things for your business, right? It's kind of like self-care. I don't know about the ladies and gentlemen in here. Sometimes we forget about self-care, right? We have to remember to put self-care not on the back burner. Same thing with your business. Don't put it in the back burner. And so I love the fact that Perla has been doing so much research, and her and I've been talking for years when she went through these programs, and I knew and she knew like eventually it would all kind of click and things were going to progress. And so I'm very excited that I would love to challenge every single one of you, whether you've been in the business 2 days or 2 years, to do this launch plan. I've been in the business almost 6 years and I'm doing it. Because especially for my leaders here, for my people that are growing teams, you need to show that you're doing it, right? It would be one thing for me to tell you guys, do all these things, do all these things, do all these things, but then I wasn't posting on TikTok or I wasn't posting on Instagram or I wasn't posting on Facebook, right? And so I hold myself accountable to doing it so that you guys have examples. Perla does it, right? And so I challenge you guys, sign up for it. It doesn't take very long at all. Questions, comments, concerns up to this point, team building or the launch plan?
Can I share something really quick
Yeah.
in regards to when we were talking about team building, I saw a comment come in that I just want to address really quick because I felt the same way in the beginning. Let me find it. Um, Mary Beth said that I want to make sure I know what I'm doing first. I felt the same way when it came to like jumping into team building. I was scared, how am I going to mentor somebody else when I don't know everything? Very quickly, I learned once I just bit the bullet and did it that I became a better travel agent from team building because the people I was bringing on were asking me questions. I then had to go find the answers to those questions in order to pour into the team that I was growing. So I just wanted to point that out. It's normal to be nervous about it and want to feel like I have to know everything in order to help somebody, but I promise you're going to learn more than you ever thought you would have once you take that jump and that step and start building into somebody else, because then it encourages you to find that answer, go to that training, text that person that knows the answer, and to find that. So I just wanted to like touch on
No,
that.
absolutely. And that brings up a good point. Many of you guys, many of you know Tucci Gucci. How many of you guys know Matthew Tucciaroni? Tucciaroni. You can't say it without really sounding Italian. He does not book travel. He does, and he is very adamantly, I don't book travel. Right? He's a double gold. And he has some phenomenal travel bookers that he has guided. Right? Deidre Norton. How many of you guys know Deidre Norton? Deidre Norton, if you don't know Deidre Norton, you haven't been plugged into anything. Deidre Norton is the top of the leaderboard of everything. Like you'd have to be blind, deaf, and in a hole if you've never heard of Deidre Norton, right? Deidre Norton, she joined this business, had no desire to team build whatsoever. I'm not team build. She had no desire to book travel. None whatsoever. She saw how she could leverage and how she could build residual income. And she said, all right, let's do it. And I'm going to figure out the rest along the way. And that's the beauty of this business is that, and especially Rising Tide, right? Something that we learned, and it's not necessarily in all teams across the board, but within Rising Tide, which you guys all fall into, we've always taken on a team dynamic, which is why we say, go to the corporate trainings, go to the team trainings, go to the chats, go to the Facebook groups, right? I love it, you guys. I don't know why I get such a kick when I see my agents ask questions in the Evolution Travel like Q&A. There's a like a travel Q&A. I'm like, man, I love it when I see my agents, because for me, it's like they're diversifying beyond just the walls of Team Phoenix, right? There's so much out there. There's so many people. You guys, listen, you can call me and ask me about cruises, right? I can help you with a bazillion things about cruises. Don't come at me with groups. I'm not your group person. I'm just not. That's not my thing. Don't come with me to African safaris. Like, I've never booked one. I mean, I would love to do one. I'd love to go on one, right? But one of the beauties of the team is that if I have a TikTok question, I'm like, hey, Perla, can you help with this TikTok question? Like, hey, Kim, like you're super into Exotica. Can you help me with Exotica? Like, hey, Grace, like you've been to the Philippines and you've been to Boracay Island, right? Like there's little things that you learn. And so even if you don't know everything, somebody on the team is going to, right? And I think sometimes people, they don't go to the trainings, they don't use the resources because they feel intimidated, right? Let me tell you, when her brother got married in Boracay, I was like, oh my God, I just learned about that place. It's phenomenal, right? It looks so beautiful, right? So that is why we stress, getting involved and getting plugged in and doing all of these things, because, I don't really use Evo Plus for instant commission. I talk about it, I promote it, I tell people they should use it, but for me, I don't necessarily use it. And so I'm never going to pretend like I'm the go-to for that. And so one of the things, you guys, I've always gotten really bored with professions, because I get to the top and I'm like, well, I know everything. So I'm kind of bored now. And so I move on professions. And so that's what I love about travel, is that I'm never going to know everything. And so if you limit yourself from building a team or eliminating your monthly or tapping into residual income because you aren't, in your mind, don't know everything, you're going to have failure to launch. You're never going to get out there. You're never going to do it. And I know, like in the beginning when I started team building, I was a little bit nervous about that, because the prospect would say, well, how much money have you made? And I'm like, the world just shut down with COVID 3 weeks ago, so I ain't made shit. Pardon my language, but you guys, if you don't know me, you'll come to love my the way I talk. People tell me all the time, like, at least you speak it how it is. But I didn't have those wins, right? But I could say, man, we got this person, she's booking this, and I got this person that's doing this, and like, and to me, what that shows is even more than what I'm making. It's showing that the company is winning, right? And so I think that's very important. How many of you guys, because I don't want to stick on the same topic forever, how many of you guys, this is the email you had to do not disturb on the emails. I think that's right. Oh, so how many of you guys are checking Discord every day? How many of you guys check Discord every day? I guess maybe I should also, how many of you guys aren't? Listen, I love it, Lori. What's Discord? I love it. Listen, I'm here for it. I'm trying to get better almost every day for the schedule. Yes, need to do better for the chats. I'm trying to do better. I keep it up on my desk now. Honestly, totally forgot about it. Totally okay. 2 jobs, 2 classes. My mind is gone. I get it. Almost every day. Love checking the daily schedule and chats. I forget about it until a notification comes in. So I love that, guys. I love the honesty. I love the transparency. There are a lot of things on Discord that I don't think people even take the time to even see that it's there. And the reason I know that is because people will ask questions in the chat asking something, and I'm like, did you even check Discord? And I don't mean that like in a shitty way, like it sounds, but I'm like, but listen, we pour our heart into this Discord. I've been trying to use for resources. I forget about it until download the app.
I check on the map.
And so what I wanted to say, Samantha, I don't know if you meant to unmute or not. If you meant to unmute and say something, go for it. But so I want you guys to know that Discord is like a mini website. Discord is a mini website. For those of you guys that have been around for quite a while, you guys know that we used to have a website, travelknowledge.info. It was the bane of my existence, and I absolutely hated it. Every time I was like, can we get rid of it now? Can we get rid of it now? Can I get rid of it now? Can I get rid of it now? And then it just, lo and behold, it got rid of itself. And Miss Sakina, she tried very hard to get it back for us. So kudos to her. But I will tell you that I was the first person to lay flowers on that RIP casket. Like, let me tell you, like, goodbye, good night. And the only reason why is because I feel like there is a such thing as too many resources. I think there is a thing of like, but where do I go for this? And how do I go for that? And so Discord for me has always been, I've never told people go to the website. I never told people go to the website. I said, go to Discord. And so I want to make sure that we are utilizing Discord for as much as we possibly can. I have lovingly recruited Cheryl, who texted me recently and said, hey, I want to step up my leadership game. I want to step up my responsibilities with the team. How can I help? And so Cheryl is going to be working with me to change up some things in Discord. If you guys are in there pretty often, I have already made changes. I'm always welcome, you guys. This is your team as much as it is my team. So I'm always open to suggestions, but understand if I shoot your suggestion down, there is a reason for it. It's not because I'm like, well, that was your idea, not my idea. And I don't want to take your idea because it wasn't my idea. It's not that, but just understand that in 6 years, there's a lot of things that I've seen and experienced. But I am always open to those ideas. So I want to take a moment and I want to make sure that you guys know how to use, and I know like if you're under Heidi Ribble, I don't know if Heidi's in here. Heidi hates Discord. And it's not because of Discord. It's just she hasn't taken the time. She'll admittedly, I'm not talking crud about her. She will openly admit that she hasn't taken the time to really dive into Discord. And she loves it when she's like, hey, where do I find this? And I'm like, Discord. Where do you find this? Discord. So I'm going to turn my camera off for a second because as soon as I opened Discord, this started glitching a little bit. So I feel like most people, they never go beyond this screen. Most people never go beyond this screen of Discord. Also, huge shout out to Miss Christine Berentz. You guys, Christine comes in here and she answers questions constantly. She is in here constantly answering questions. Understand that this is, like I said, your guys' team too. So if you see a question in here and you know the answer to it, please answer the question, right? Maybe Mary, answer the question, right? You don't have to be a gold. You don't have to be a 12-time IATAN card holder to answer a question. That is how we build a community, right? That's how we build confidence. We love Christine. She is phenomenal. So you guys in here, I want to talk about over here on the tab, right? These tabs. First of all, you guys see all these people over here that have messaged me. I rarely come on my computer and on the phone. You don't see these. So please do not message me directly through Discord. Me personally. If you message other people through Discord and they respond, great. But don't message me through Discord. Yes, thank you, Christine. And she posts the schedule the next. Listen, she is. We could have a whole meeting about how awesome Christine is. But so in here, you guys, we have the daily schedule. Okay, Christine posts the daily schedule every single day, unless she's on vacation, and then I don't tell her nothing. She tells me. But then we have somebody else that picks up the slack. Now, in the event that Christine, for some reason, can't post it, forgot to post it, is human. If somebody else, if one of my leaders, somebody who has access to this, sees that it's not posted, you guys post it. Please don't go to chats and the chat and be like, hey guys, the daily schedule hasn't been posted. Right? At the end of the day, you guys also have the monthly schedule. Right? So you guys can see it. Christine just conveniently posts the daily schedule. Right? Or I just posted in the chat. There you go, right? So there is this monthly schedule. I went ahead and I put this month's Rising Tide meeting in there, and obviously this month's team meeting for us is in here. Presentation calendar. You guys, this is where that presentation calendar is for team building. If the event that there's something that changes corporately, you guys, I'm not always in a rush to come here to update this, because corporately you guys have the ability to see this in your back office, right? There's some self-accountability there. Obviously the chat is here for you guys. New agent orientation. This is some of the changes that I've talked about that I made and why I'm going through this Discord. I have now updated the new agent orientation and have gotten rid of the video. I liked the video idea. However, there's some things in the video that were very outdated, were causing some confusion, but I have now added new agent orientation. We do it every Sunday, and new agent basics happens every Wednesday. I think that both of these are great. Plus it gives people the opportunity to hear from people outside of just our team. So that is something that has recently been updated here in Discord. Announce yourself, guys. This has not changed. Again, take ChatGPT, take this, ChatGPT it up, put it out there. Here's that 10-day launch plan we were talking about, is in Discord. It's here under new agent. That's not to say that anybody outside of new agent can't do it, but I felt that was the best place for it, was the 10-day launch plan. So you guys can see that information is here. YouTube channels. I feel like this is maybe something a lot of people opt into the 10-day launch plan. Again, I remove the D&D. Okay. So here under YouTube channels to follow, I have the YouTube channels of the people who post the most trainings. It is not to say that it's every single YouTube out there. But I have my YouTube. I have Jody Wariski's. I have Sarah's. I have Christine Berentz, and I have Perla's. Now, if you guys know of another trainer, maybe I could add in Emily Jimenez's in here so you guys can make sure to follow her. I feel like it's easier to give you guys their YouTubes, and then you guys can go through and see what trainings it is that you want. Business cards. If you ever have an agent that says, hey, do you know where the business card requirements are? Go to Discord under business card. Events. I have a Ashley too, correct. So I can always, again, like I said, I am not opposed to adding more things. I just need to know whatever you guys find useful and helpful, and I can add that in there. Events. I have gone in here and I have a spot for boot camp. So any boot camps that are coming up, I will drop them in here. Any information on convention, if you guys are going to convention, if you guys need information about convention, if any kind of information comes out new, I will drop this here. What is the Discord server? Danielle, I can drop the invite to you here in just a moment if you give me a minute, or if one of my fabulous leaders or somebody, they can drop the invite here in the chat for you. Birthday party, obviously this one is already passed, but I'm going to always leave that there. That way I can drop it in for next year. Other in-person events. This is where we're going to drop any study halls that happen. I need to drop the one that's happening in San Antonio, coming up by a fellow founder council member, Christina Bertels. So I will try to put these in here as well. But if you guys go to the back office, we now have in the back office a tab for in-person events. Debbie, that's just Discord. I think they're talking about the invite, the actual invite link, if you can pop that in there. All right, so other in-person events is going to be in there. Helpful travel agent resources. Again, some of these documents I can add things into, but this is great. This is a document that I created. Reference commonly asked questions, acronyms, travel terminology, etc. Now, if you go in here and you see something that is incorrect or old, don't be shy to say, hey, Krista, that's old, or I need to update it, because I don't go in every document all the time to see what needs to be updated. So if you guys see that something needs to be updated, please let me know. IATAN discounts. If you are an IATAN card holder and you guys want to know about different discounts, there is a Google Doc in here that was created. Again, it may be hit and miss. It may be some things are old or not, but it at least gives you kind of a starting point for IATAN. Any kind of rewards. Kelly went ahead and she put in here all of the links for reward programs. So if you guys are wanting to put in, or what's the word I'm looking for? Record your bookings to get other perks or benefits or whatnot. These are sites that were given. Thanks, Sukina. Different links. Now, again, this can be added too. If there's something on here that you see that's not on here that could be added, let's add it in there. Forms, team related forms. So there's nothing here right now. I haven't decided if I'm going to delete that. Client related forms in here is if your agent, or if you, for whatever reason, lost the inquiry forms and you kind of need an idea of what to ask, or if you want to start somewhere to build your own. We do have one for land, cruise, as well as Disney. Now this could be kind of theme park more like, and then booking shout out form. I do have this in here for you guys. I might be updating this soon. Not that I'm going to change the link or anything, but I might be updating this because I need monthly totals. I don't necessarily need individual booking totals, like individual books, like I booked Disney for 2,000. I booked a cruise for 3,000. Instead, give me a monthly total. You're welcome, Laura. And then so booking shout out is in here, but I'm going to be updating some of the questions on there. Minimize some of these. Vendor trainings, vendor training, library. There's nothing in here. These are some of the things that I'm going to be working on. Same thing, cabin, vacation, home rentals. This is probably going to turn into like a list of places that you can book, cabin, vacation, and home vendors. Archer 21-day booking policy. I know that this is not something that we talk about all that often, but if you are booking something under 21 days, please make sure that you come in and you look to see what that policy is. Unfortunately, there is an agent, not on our team, but there is an agent that is being hit pretty heavy because they did not follow this 21-day departure procedure and whatnot. And so just make sure that you guys are following this. Flights only, I have gone ahead. Perla has some phenomenal trainings. And I don't want to just have 14 trainings in here. So I do have in here Flights 101 and Downtown Travel. Again, I'm open to adding any other flight trainings on here. I do want to kind of create, and this is something that Cheryl and I will be working on, is just some, like, if you have flight questions, being able to come here and be able to get those trainings. Certification trainings. This is from Christine. She went ahead and she organized a copy of all of the different certifications and trainings that I believe it's Marnie. It's Marnie's thing that she does where she does different trainings. But if you guys are looking for suppliers, if you guys are looking to where to get trainings, please come to this document. The resources are there for you. This, okay, let's see. Any FAQ for flights would be great. So that would be on the FAQ document that I have under resources. If you go to helpful travel agent resources, if you go to this document, there are going to be some different things in here. And again, this is a fluid document, so it can be added as well. Helpful resource document. Let's see, forms, vendor trainings. Okay, marketing. So branding your business. We do have some trainings in here. I know I have some trainings, but there are some basic like branding your business in here. Travel ads. Our agents, when they're creating these travel ads, and I appreciate Jen and Sukina, they do come in here and they update this. If you need examples of how to write a travel ad, we have these in here, right? Come here, get the idea of what it is that you're supposed to be posting. What does a travel ad look like? Maybe you're feeling uninspired, you don't feel good, and you just want to grab one so you can put it out there. Come here and do that. Client relationship, there's nothing. Free social media tools. These are kind of old, but just kind of gives you guys an idea of different things that you could create. Marketing material, I do have some trainings in here, where to get collateral, how to market on YouTube and different things there. Team building. Guide to start team building is here. Now, for those of you guys that are starting to team build, I never say like, go grab this and go, this is all the things that you need to learn. Make sure that you're reaching out to your mentor, because this Start Me can be a lot all at once. Invite scripts, you guys are all going to start. If you're team building, you start from ground zero, you're going to be hand scheduling. So there's an example, very easy how to do that. Here is where our Start Me's live, right? We have a Start Me for the United States. We have a Start Me for international. We have a Start Me for LATAM. And we have a Start Me for the UK. And I'm currently working on updating Australia. So that way that is in there as well. If you guys have not gone through these and you are going to be onboarding, go through them again, just so you guys know what your agent's going through. If you guys want to do host to post, this is an option. Here's a step-by-step guide on how to do, or not host to post, how to host a travel party. I also want to go ahead and throw in, I will grab the video training of how to do a travel party and throw that in there. Utilizing Facebook, Craigslist. That's probably an old video, so we can update that. So different documents in here, guide to eliminating your monthly, and then any kind of like team building trainings that we think might be pertinent for you guys to grab will be in here as well. Comments, questions, concerns, suggestions on Discord. Again, I want to make sure that this is a good tool and resource for you guys. So if there's something that's missing or something that you think would be helpful, I'm all for it. I know Kim said that she had a suggestion too. I just did. Oh, yeah, go for it.
So a long time ago, I know everybody used to go in Discord and say, hey, we're having this training. Make sure you hop on, because I know there's a lot of times, sometimes I'll stick it in my calendar and sometimes I don't and I forget. Oh, I wanted to hop on for this training. I know some of them are recorded and some of them aren't, but I thought maybe if the trainers just put it in Discord, it may help a little bit. That's all.
So that I love the idea, right? Now, the thing is that not everybody who trains for TK is in Discord, right? Because travel knowledge, for those of you guys, and not saying you, Kim, but I always like to just bring it up, right? Travel knowledge is built up of several different platinum organizations. This is just my team. This is just Team Phoenix. And so let's say Tasha does a training. Tasha's not in our Discord. So Tasha can't put the training in Discord. So that's why, yes, in theory, that would be great. I would love that. But unfortunately, the only people that have access to our Discord are the people that are in our Discord. Now, we did try at one point to set up something where Discord would automatically post. And as many times as Kelly tried, it just never worked the right way. Now, I will say that we do have some phenomenal people when they're good and ready to go to the training, they'll put it in there. But I think that's why all we can really do is put the daily schedule in there. And if you see something, Kim, you absolutely can post it. If anybody sees it, you can put it in there. And I want to make sure that I hit that point very solidly, is you guys don't have to be a leader to lead. You don't have to be a leader to share stuff with the team, right? If you guys are asking questions or you're stuck on something, like, it is a community of people. So you guys post that in there. Now, obviously, don't keep the negative Nancy and nasty right out of Discord, because we don't want it to turn into a tornado in there. But if you know about a training, if you heard about a training coming up or whatnot, feel free. I love this. I didn't realize all these resources were there. Yes. Now, the other thing too, I was going to show is, let me show you guys real fast. And this again is not because we don't necessarily want to not help, but sometimes you might be in the midst of something and you go in there and you ask a question and it's not being answered as quickly as your anxiety would like it to be answered. You guys search Team Phoenix. This can literally be like cabins. And it will pull up any post that's ever been mentioned about cabins. Right? Let's say you have a question about LinkedIn. It's going to pull up anything to do ever with LinkedIn in the years that this has been created, right? Now, if you need something specifically, like maybe you want to know, right? Maybe you want to know something about Vacation Express. So then you put in Vacation Express, and maybe you don't get the answer from one post, but just by reading many of these posts, maybe you learn something. Now, it's only going to bring up the post that says that word in it, but if you're like, so I think Vacation Express allows flights you book minimum, you can click on this and it will send you to where that conversation was being had in the chat, so you can read the whole conversation. Right? So make sure that you guys are in here and using that, because maybe you want to learn about, how to, let's say you want to learn how to use Square. Right? You could come in here and you might find the answer Now you might need to be a little bit more specific, right? So using that search function you might find the answer quickly using that search function. I love this. It is like our mini Google. I love the search feature. I use it so much. There's so much on there. And the thing is that this Discord has been, I don't know, 4 years. So you can imagine the conversation we've had in the last 4 years. Also, those resources on the left-hand side can be tagged. So it's hashtag monthly schedule, hashtag on, like, you guys can hashtag whatever the sub file is, and it will show you where that's located. Any of my other leaders in here have any updates? Anything that I'm missing that we need to talk about? Samantha did ask a question earlier about who do we let know so that they can get into Discord. They have to go to the welcome, and it's in the Start Me exactly what they need to do. So if they're asking, how do I get accepted? Like, they're not reading the instructions in Start Me. Because I tried to make Start Me as foolproof as possible. They have to hit the welcome tab and they have to put their name and agent ID number. On Discord, there's no other way for me to see who's joined the server to approve them unless they go to that welcome tab. Any other comments, questions, concerns about anything? Anybody have any questions?
I guess I do.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. So, in-person events. So I was under the impression there's going to be something here in the East Coast
Mm-hmm.
for Archer in Philadelphia at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm not on Facebook every day, I'm being honest. If I miss it, like, how do I know the details of the event? Because I'm not on Jody's team, and she's going
it's not a Jody team thing.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No, nope. It's a corporate thing.
So will it be on Discord, that kind of event?
So, I mean, when I see things, I think I did post about it. So again, you could use the search button. But let me show you also that tab that I was talking about in the back office. Here under upcoming in-person events. So it's going to show you any upcoming corporate events. So, and it'll give you the information on how to update that. Let's see, hers is
the last weekend of March, the last Saturday.
Yeah, hold on a second. I got to go to March.
That's all I know.
Come on. There we go. I think she just put I think there's a TBA on it. But it will be in.
Oh, thanks, Victoria. I see your message.
Yeah.
She said, Jody said that the only thing they have is the date, and she will be announcing all the other stuff later.
So that's one, because they want to load everything. So just for example, for here, like this is SoCal Boot Camp, right? So it has SoCal Boot Camp in here, the dates, where the site and everything else. Same thing like, so Evo Birthday Retreat, that was in here. I know study hall, there was a study hall in Kansas City. There was a study hall in Charlotte. So I would just come back here and I would check when the next type of thing. Now the only thing that's going to be in here is corporate stuff, right? It's not going to be any team. Like if we do something personally for our team. But again, like here's the convention in here. I don't know if anything else has been added in here. But once they do have more information on that, they will load it here into the in-person events. But get used to, and not specifically to you, Robin, but get used to getting in your back office, guys. Click all the buttons, right? There is a button right here that's webinars and calls. And it has all the trainings. Like all the trainings are listed here. On there. So get in your back office. Same thing with Travel Cafe. You guys should be logging into, like, I think of this like you're a business owner and you own a business. And so what do business owners do, right? They log in and they check to see if there's been any updates or any changes or anything else. So in my mind, as a business owner, you should be logging in and looking at Travel Cafe. You should be looking to see if Archer has any updates, if there's any, because that's where Archer is going to put it. Archer is going to update the Travel Cafe if there's any, when we stop being able to use Vacasa, that's where they put the stop sell, right? And all of those different things. So they're going to list them in the Travel Cafe, and that's just your job to go look at that. Yes, and then we do try to post them on all the Facebooks. I honestly, if I knew everything was being put out on Facebook, I would get you guys. I check Facebook habitually. Every time I open my phone, I check Facebook. You just need to get in the habit of checking the places where the information is put. Because someone else is working on it. So, any other questions? Everybody's good. Everybody's booking. Everybody's building. For those of you guys that are going to convention, if you're not already in the convention chat, please let me know. We were just told there's only 38 rooms left in the block. So if you guys need your hotel still, make sure that you guys do that. You guys, less than 100 tickets left for convention. So make sure you get that. If you guys are wanting to walk, you're pushing to walk. I believe the countdown is 82 days for IATN and for gold and above to get your plaques and your ranks. CEO checklist has been my fave. Listen, make a checklist. Do it every morning. All right, guys, we good? Any other questions? This is your time. This is not that you guys can't ask questions all month long, but we're good. All right, guys. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for this amazing experience. I look forward to growing. Next goal is Discord. Yes, get on Discord, get on it. Just make it a habit. Put the app on the front thing of your, it's one of my apps on the front of my phone. I check it regularly. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you guys attend the trainings, plug in, get to know your team. Bye, guys.